Hello everyone and welcome to another draft of Neon Dynasty. This time it is a traditional draft and the first pack is really good. I do like the Thousand Faced Shadow. Quite often you play this play it as a ninjutsu enabler, but of course when you have 4 mana available it can be a pretty powerful effect to just create a free creature with the ninjutsu trigger. Now this pack also has Assassin's Ink, it has also Okipa Reckoner Raid, it has Rabbit Battery. I do like the green shrine too, but that's not the peak here. It's just that's a nice amount of very decent cards here. So should I take the ninja thing? I don't think I would take the Reckoner Raid over the Assassin's Ink. This is just too good. Destroy any creature for instant speed. 4 mana, sometimes 2 or 3 mana. I think I will take the ink here. It is still, it's just a 1-for-1 removal, but I mean, but it is maybe the best in the set at least when you don't count any higher rarity cards. Alright, so now there's a Generous Visitor. Someone took the rare, so no idea what that could be. Well, I'm not taking the black card here. The Moonsnare Specialist and the Generous Visitor are pretty decent, but I think the Visitor is just the safer pick because this is if you're green, white, green, black, you are gonna have an easy time getting enchantments, and even in green, blue. I think the green red deck is the one that has the least enchantments, but still a lot of the green cards are enchantments. Now this pack has a fade into antiquity, but it has a modern age, which is I think the best of these blue cards. I don't think the Awakened Awareness is really that good. There's only one black card. I think I have to take the... Well, I don't have to, but I will take the Modern Age. I really, just at this point in the draft, it's not obvious what's going to be open, so I'll just take the best card, even though it doesn't share a color with either of my previous two picks. Now I have a good green card, a good blue card, and a good black card, so I'm happy to, have any of that stuff. And now I'm getting a Reckoner Raid at pick number 4. That's gonna have to be the pick. If that wasn't here, the Network Disruptor would be an easy pick. Nice follow-up on the modern age here, but this Reckoner Raid is just a really strong common. Yeah, it's the easy pick here. And now let's hope at least black will be open here. That doesn't necessarily seem to be the case here. Green has the Careful Cultivation here. It is okay, but I think I'm not that likely to be green now. It seems like blue is a bit open here, although not all of these are such an amazing cards, but I do like the Suit Up, and that is my pick here. I think it's rather easy. And based on this, I could try to be blue and black, but do I get any other options? There's a Wanderer's Intervention. Well, this is definitely not the same quality removal spell as the ink here, so that's not really a card that would, pull me to draft white. I think now there is a green card, but it's not even an enchantment, so it's not that great with the Visitor. I think I'll take the Centipede because if I will be blue-black, in that case I can have some, small flyers or at least low power flyers, and the Chain Flail Centipedes reconfigure is pretty good. Is pretty good in that case, so I can take that now. Okay. There is a green card, a red card, not that great ones. Well, there are blue and black cards. There's also the Papercraft decoy, which I don't think is that bad. Especially late in the game, you can at least jump block and draw a card from it. And the early game, a 2-mana 2-1 is, an acceptable play to make during your turn. Now I could take the... No, I don't take the Shadow Walker. I don't have enough, ninjutsu enablers. The return to action, Cyber Trespass. I actually think the decoy is the most interesting one here. There were a bunch of blue and black, but they weren't that great cards. Here I can take the Ninja's Kunai. Pretty easy pick actually. It's totally reasonable removal, and the fact it says any target, so you can finish off your opponent with this, is also definitely a significant upside. And here I see Recon a bargain. Am I taking a white card here? There is a chance I would be still white here. The thing is that Disruption Protocol is a fine sideboard card, and this is a best of 3 draft, and same applies for the Reconnaissance Bargain. I don't usually find room in my main deck for this, but it can be a nice sideboard card. This is a fine 2-drop if I end up white after all. I think I still take the bargain here, because in a best of 1 draft I would just take the white card, but in here I'd rather take because I hope I'm black, because I have 2 amazing black cards, the Ink and the Reckoner Raid, and then I don't really have much going on otherwise, so if I have to abandon black in this draft, that's gonna decrease the quality of my deck quite a bit. I think I can take the Terrible Secret. I would take the Jungle Hollow otherwise, but it doesn't seem like I will be green. I can easily be blue-black. And I can get both artifacts and enchantments easily for that combination of colors. I do like the Dragonfly suit better than the Brute suit, but of course this one requires white. This doesn't require anything, so I'll take this one. It's a playable card. It's not a high pick or anything, but of course I picked it at pick number 11, so it's something you can add to your deck and not feel that bad about it. And here I have a land that's totally not in my colors. The Trash Bot, the Puppet, neither of them is good. I think I can take the uncommon here. There's like a small chance I will end up playing this, but it's really small. Okay, I can play this as a sideboard card. I don't think it's a main deckable thing, but well, it could be. I'm not saying it's totally unplayable, but it's just not a very strong effect. Okay, now there is an Invoke Despair. There is also another Assassin's Ink here. Now, I have only 2 blue cards. Now this could be the pack where I just try to be as mono-black as possible, but because there is the ink here, and it's still not that easy to be mostly mono-black. You don't have to be totally mono-black. You can have like 7, 6 cards from some other color and have only like 5 or so mana sources for it. But I do have another Assassin's Ink here, so I think that is the tiebreaker here. I mean, the fact that I don't have to commit to heavily black if I take the ink. If this wasn't as good, I would just easily take the Invoke Despair here. But I think now it makes sense to stay a little bit more open, because this is also a high quality card. And here I see, well, there is a Network Disruptor. There is also a Farewell, by the way, which is definitely a good rat effect, because you can get, even if you are ahead in board, sometimes you can choose modes that are still relevant without you losing your advantage. But I don't think it's the reason to go white here now. There are multiple good options for other colors. There's also the Boseiju Reach Skyward, which I like quite a bit, but and I have the Generous Visitor here. But there's also the Patchwork Automaton. How many artifacts I have? It is 4, and I could take the Network Disruptor too. I quite like it. I think I'll take the Automaton for the reason that I have a bunch of artifacts already, and there's still a chance I'm not blue, so I think I can take this. Black has a bunch of artifacts anyway. Alright, so well, I might just be blue because there's the best cards in the pack are blue. So there's a Prosperous Thief, Tamiya's Compilation, and the Modern Age. I could take anything, but maybe not the Thief. Don't have it. Well, if I took the 1/1 flyer from the previous pack, maybe then, but I think now it's the Modern Age quite easily. I do like it more than the Compilation, and I do have two of these removal spells already, so this can be a little bit more redundant in this case. Okay, so I should cut the green card for sure. Okay, Moon Circuit Hacker. Yeah, that's an easy pick here. I actually do need some no more early game. Maybe not too much. Also, I do want to have anything that's an artifact or an enchantment because of the Kami of Terrible Secrets, and it's not that. I mean, these do care about. It's not so good as for the Kami of Terrible Secrets to have both, but these are still nice. It's nice to get the discount. But yeah, Moon Circuit Hacker is rather easy here. How many do I have each of them? 5 artifacts, 4 enchantments out of 13 cards. Okay, that's not so bad. Glowing Tomet, I do like. The Crab is fine because you can always play it as a pretty decent counterspell, which also affects abilities. And then there's a Chainflail Centipede. I don't think the Centipede number 2 is as good. I might just take the Scrounger actually. This could be a bit of a defensive deck. Yeah, I have one centipede. I'd rather have one 4 and one centipede than two of them. Two of these centipedes. Alright, let's take this now. It is an artifact after all. Alright, so here it's really easy. Modern Age. I'm also actually starting to be in the realm where I can play this. Discounts both artifacts and enchantments in your graveyard. And now with the 3 Modern Ages, I might actually just loot those away as well. So let's see. I might play it. Actually, I will put it to the main deck now. And now there's a interesting question. Oh, there's someone who might be green-white still is gonna get a great card. Although this being this late might mean that no one is green-white. Anyway, Moonfog Puzzlemaker and Suit Up, both good options, but I think even though I have only one Kami of Terrible Secrets, it might still be worth doing it. Plus, this is an artifact which is something the Patchwork Automaton cares about. Yeah, well, I mean, I have one Suit Up. I think it's fine. I'll take the artifact 3-drop. Oh, now I can get a Network Disruptor. Definitely picking that. The Planetary Incision is fine, but this is an artifact. Yeah, this works better with my synergies. I have also a couple of ninjas in the deck. Or is that only one ninja? Might be only one, the Moon Circuit Hacker. Anyway, here another Ninja's Kunai. Spell Pierce is a fine sideboard card. The Moonsness prototype is not good. I have one Awakened Awareness here. Yeah, I'll take the Ninja's Kunai. I might play two. Who knows? And then there's a blue Goshin Tai. Now, one good thing about this is that it can attack. It doesn't have defender, even though it has 0 power. So this is good way to also get your ninjas connect. But I don't really have them, so I don't think it's the card I'm interested in. A 2 mana 0/4 is, even though it flies, and the milling aspect is just totally useless. I take the Short Circuit, which I think is more like a sideboard card, but it's a sideboard card I could see bringing in. Alright, so here the puppet doesn't really do much in my deck. It can maybe accelerate the Modern Age, one of these, but it's not worth paying 4 mana 2/4. Oh, it's not worth paying 4 mana for a 2/4 just for that ability. Alright, so here Kami of Restless Shadows. How many rogues and ninjas I have? Oh, not a lot actually. I think I like the Trespassers more here. And Glowing Torment. Okay, it's a card. I don't know if I'm gonna main deck, but we'll see. Alright, so here we have more not super high quality cards, but decent stuff still. Let's first count the artifacts and the enchantments. Now I have a lot of artifacts, so that's good for the patchwork thing here, Automaton. Not so great for the one Kami of Terrible Secrets, but I shouldn't really, you know, force enchantments too much just because of this. But that said, the pack has the Long Reach of Night, and that's really good. I also don't have a lot of expensive cards, so I can easily take it here. I don't need a Lethal Exploit. I have 2 much better removal spells already. And the Cover Technician, while good, not that good. I can take this easily. Alright, well, the Behold the Unspeakable. Is there any other option? Well, there is a Moon Circuit Hacker, but obviously it's not as good, so let's take this and move on. A 5-drop is definitely something I can have at this stage in the draft, and there's a Network Disruptor. A couple of red removal spells, but obviously not gonna splash for them. I don't need them. I can take the Disruptor, and now I wouldn't mind having more ninjas, but like I said earlier when I took the one trash, sorry, not that, but this Centipede, this is quite decent with the 1/1 flyers. And now I have a Moon Snare Specialist. It's neither artifact or an enchantment, but with multiple network disruptors, it's definitely a reasonable pick. Yeah, the other stuff are okay, but not necessary. Okay, well, there is a really good card. I wouldn't mind having the Tamiya's compilation. I wouldn't mind having the Uncharted Haven. Also, I think the Reality Heist would be a fine sideboard card in this deck. I don't think I would main deck it, but I have enough artifacts to make it actually work. But Gravelighter is just really, really strong, so I'll take that. And here I have another Long Reach of Night, more ninjas, Kami of Terrible Secrets. Okay, well, this is a positive problem because cards I would be very happy having is the Prowler, the Long Reach of Night, and the Kami of Terrible Secrets. Cards I wouldn't mind picking is the Centipede and the Mirror Cell Crab, but which of these 3? I think it has to be the Long Reach of Night. It's still such a value machine, and Yeah, I can make this work in this deck, but this is still a better card, I think. But that was, yeah, that was a good pack. Another Invoked Calamity. I think I saw one of them earlier. Well, I don't think I'm gonna take 20 gems. I will take the Prosperous Thief. I'm not sure if I'm playing it, but it's quite nice with the Disruptors. I do have a couple of these, double caster black cards, one double caster blue card. The treasure tokens, even though I don't need any splash fixing, this can still matter for the double casters. Now, am I gonna play a Malicious Malfunction as a sideboard card? It's just the problem with that card is that it really kills a lot of my things. I don't like it that much. Dokuchi Silencer might make sense. Maybe not necessarily as a main deck card, but who knows. Ninjas are good when you have a Gravelighter. You really like to return a Gravelighter to your hand. Now, am I taking a Death of the Kami or the Lethal Exploit? Because they are both things. I think they both will be sideboard cards. I have a couple of ways to destroy any big creatures, so maybe the Lethal Exploit is what I want to have against some aggressive decks. Some cheap removal is fine. I don't need to main deck it, I don't think. Alright, so the Voltage Surge is still here. Thundersteel Colossus as a sideboard card. Or maybe I get the Tinker. I saw earlier, I don't remember what pick it was, but there is the synergy in this set. I guess I'll take the Colossus, but there is the card that can actually fetch this from your deck. I think you have to sacrifice an artifact or a creature to get this, or it's a vehicle or a equipment, I think, from your deck. Yeah, I don't need the network terminal here. I'll take another bargain if I really want to have it. Okay, fine. And okay, that's not bad against the aggressive decks either. That's a late sling. I got even the puppet. Okay, so I have a couple of these enchantment auras that can, work as some sort of a removal or neutralizing things. Which maybe if I had the second Kami of Terrible Secrets would make some little sense playing, but I think because I have to make so many cuts that yeah, I'm not playing those. So cut the lands, and I think the Trespasses is the easy first cut here. Let's count the enchantments and artifacts. Yeah, I can play the Kami of Terrible Secrets. Well, it depends on how many of these I'm gonna end up cutting, of course. But for now, okay, Dramatist's puppet is gonna go away. So I can, of course, cut a lot of, well, not a lot of, but I can cut some artifacts without it hurting the Kami of Terrible Secrets. But let's see. Okay, the Glowing Torment is okay. Why is the Bronze Cudgels here? I think I picked this from a pack that was rather weak, and this was like an uncommon. Of course, this could be played in some very weird circumstances. It's a best of 3 draft, so there's a world where this actually makes sense sideboarding in, because at 6 mana you do get +6/+0, and if the only way to push through is something like an evasive creature, which I have a couple of here, I could see maybe playing it, but it's a really bad card. So the only reason I picked this is I think that it was like an uncommon in a pack that I wasn't really interested in. I will cut the main deck Glowing Torment here. I will I do like the Blade Pleasure. It's gonna have a Death Touch very often, and quite a, yeah, easily can have also Menace. Problem with this is that when you want to maximize artifacts, my deck wants to mostly maximize artifacts because of the patchwork, I would imagine, too. Not necessarily enchantments, because this is the only true very good payoff for the enchantments. It's nice to get the discount here, but this is the thing that actually requires you to have both an artifact and an enchantment. And this thing just wants to have all the artifacts that there are. So the problem with this card is that it's neither of those types. This is really good in the decks that have a lot of them, but I have to still cut. How many lands am I gonna play? With the loot, there's definitely 17. I'm not gonna have. Loot flooding out is not gonna be a big problem. I'd rather just hit my land drops to get my good stuff here. So yeah, I'm gonna play 17 lands, which means I'm going to cut 6 more cards. I think the first cut is the Dokuchi Silencer out of these, and the second cut is indeed the Blade Pleasure, because I do want to have a healthy amount of artifacts for the automaton as well. And it's not like I need a 3-drop. I have a decent 3-drops here. So Blade Pleasure goes away, and I think one of the scrounges from the main deck. Against some decks, the 3 mana 1/4 is just actively bad, so I don't want to main deck 2 of them. I could main deck 1 of them. And the trash spot is, the usefulness of this card is depending on how late I expect the game to go. Early game, this is of course even worse than the Scrounger. I mean, in the matchups where the Scrounger isn't good, this is even worse in the early game. Although in those matchups, this is actually gonna be better card in the long run, because those usually those matchups are ones where the opponent isn't aggressive, because otherwise this would be a good card. Point is, I'm gonna cut it from the main deck, and I do like to suit up too much to ignore it. It's just a 2-for-1. It's a 2-for-1 that is fairly safe. This helps against, of course, in combat situations, but also against burn-based removal or something like a lethal exploit. It also works nicely. Right, so that's 2 more cuts. And that's the now 10 artifacts, 8 enchantments. I do like the Prosperous Thief. This actually cares about casting an artifact spell, so it doesn't help that, you know, a treasure enters battlefield under your control. Of course, this would be amazing in constructed if it counted each artifact that enters the battlefield under your control, because it's quite easy to get multiple some kind of treasure tokens or something, or blood tokens. Anyway, so point is, this doesn't synergize with anything in this deck other than, you know, being a cheap ninja. That makes me some mana. I do like it in this deck though, with the disruptors here. I think 1 Ninja's Kunai can be cut here from the main deck, but that leaves me 1 cut. And yeah, I do like the Papercraft decoy. Maybe I just should cut also the Scrounger or the Brute Suit. I think the Centipede is good enough here because of the multiple, you know, flyers I can have access to, and then, you know, they can hit for more damage. It's bad against aggressive decks, but yeah, okay, that's true. If I cut, so maybe I should cut the Brute Suit, because against aggressive decks I like to have the Scrounger here. Okay, I will cut the Brute Suit. And this leaves me with 8 artifacts and 8 enchantments. Now that is not as many artifacts for the automaton that I might want to have, but how many non-artifacts I have? Of course, that leaves me 7 cards that are neither artifacts or enchantments. And out of those, I mean, the amazing cards are, of course, that one. Gravy Lighter is really good. I like to suit up too much to, you know, not play it. And then it leaves the let's put a kind of questionable, or maybe the cuttable card here. The Ninja is 1. This, I really don't like to cut this card, and then the Kami of Terrible Secrets is one of the payoffs. So I think these 6 non-artifact, non-enchantment cards I always want to play. So if I wanted to up my artifact count, I think the Prosperous Thief will be one of the first cuts, but it of course depends on the matchup. Maybe this is a very decent card against some decks, but I don't know. So point is, I'm gonna play with 8 and 8, and the automaton still is good enough when you get 1 counter, and it starts to be, you know, a lot better when you get second one. And this also can often just eat removal, and because of the ward, the opponent has to pay some premium to be able to get rid of this. So I think with 7 other artifacts, it's still okay. Let's now just do this thing again, and now this is the mana curve, I suppose. And there's no mana fixing of any kind, so let's see. 11 blue cards, 9 black cards, but I have these things which can also cost less than 4, so I think I should maybe... Oh, that said, I do have the Modern Ages. Oh, yeah, that's actually true. I mean, what is true is that, yeah, I do have Modern Ages, but the Reckoner... excuse me. Reckoner Raid is the only early black card I have here. So I can keep easily hands that have only blue mana sources, especially if I have a Modern Age in there, because this helps me dig into my swamps. And I suppose I have the Prosperous Thief that can make me some treasure token. Yeah, so that's 9 blue and 8 black. With 8 black, I will get the second at some point. The Assassin's Ink is always gonna be a good even in the late game, so you don't need to have it at turn 4 or so. Double black. You can survive, hopefully. All right. So that is the main deck. Okay. Of course, hand needs a third land soon, but otherwise it would be a pretty good one if I can do that, because I do have also the enchantment and an artifact for the Kami of Terrible Secrets. Okay, that's really good news. I will miss my second play, but with this thing I can actually curve out into a... Well, let's not go... I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but the point is that I have already an enchantment on the battlefield. This will be an artifact. If I am able to draw a land on the next turn, I can just get this on turn 4, it being able to draw a card. That would be great. So they will rummage here, so I of course can double block, but it's so unlikely that they would have nothing here. They could have, though, they could have the thing that says, you know, that you are already dead. So blocking with the Moonfall Puzzle Maker could be also bad. If I double block, I will lose one of these guys. Because I can't imagine them, you know, not having something. If I double block, I'll just get to kill it for free if they have nothing. If I draw a fourth land, I get to still play the Long Reach of Night and all that, so I think it's worth it. I don't want to just let them, you know, get the value out of the rummage for nothing. I make them use something. They have a Kami's Flare there, that's totally fine. That was probably something they could have done anyway. At least now I forced that. Alright, so this is not bad. I will get to scry and draw. I will definitely want to have a land, but if it's something very good, like a Long Reach of Night, yeah, I'm gonna keep it, because I will get to... There's still a chance for me to actually, you know... Oh, I can actually also bounce this thing, but I don't think that makes any sense. I want to draw a card, because of course I will have a draw step on the next turn, so... I might still hit my land drop. But this was a bit risky move. I just think that with double Long Reach of Night, it's just you know, such great value here. It is so good value. And opponent is hitting me for 1 here. I'm at 21, so I'm not really... Okay, they just had to play a 3-4 there. Okay, so now that's a little bit more awkward. It's maybe time to loot. I do want to hit my land drop, so let's get rid of that thing. I could have just played the 1-4 here, of course. But I want to loot here. I will discard which of these. It's actually a tough one, because... Well, it's not going to be the land. I think it is going to be the Puzzle Maker, even though it is my only artifact for now. I will have a lot of things I can do before I even have to consider playing the Kami of Terrible Secrets, so I'll get rid of the Puzzle Maker. It's not like I'm going to play that anytime soon, when I'm going to start playing these, you know, 4-mana cards here. Opponent gets to rummage again, but they get to get rid of their lands. That's really good Aki Ronin for them now. But still another Kami of Terrible Secrets they cannot benefit from. Let's just start making the, you know, Long Reach of Night happen. I'm not sure if I should keep the swamp in my hand, because the thing is that they might have a... They might make me a discard, and also I might want to loot it away. So I think I'm gonna keep this now. The only, you know, the downside is that if I draw a land on the next turn, I wouldn't have access to 6 mana if I don't play the swamp here. And I just don't need... I just don't see how I need 6 mana. I guess if I want to play both Assassin's Ink and I get to ninjutsu this thing, which is gonna be not happening, because this won't be able to connect. So I don't think I need 6 mana for anything. Hopefully I'm not wrong. I would really hate to play the swamp and then they play the 1/1 that makes me discard a card. That's not what I want to do. Okay, unequaled anvil. That's a good one. I will start. Okay, how about the last card in their hand? Is it something they want to? No, they didn't want to. No, of course they would have had needed to attack with only this thing if they want to even use the ability. So they're gonna trade the Artificer into a... Okay, that's actually not so bad. I don't mind that at all. Okay, so the final card in their hand is something they want to... keep in their hand. So now of course I have multiple things I can do. One of them is simply just bouncing the construct. Another one is offering the trade and then playing the other Long Reach of Night when they have to discard the card or sacrifice the Kami of Terrible Secrets. Now that I drew the island, I think I can just bounce this thing and loot away the swamp. That I think is what I should do. And now that's an artifact, so I will have now, okay, the Kami of Industry getting back. Okay, well that's actually nice with the unequaled anvil. Not that I'm too worried about it. But it is, they get, you know, the ball rolling, so to say. But I can kill the 3/6 and, well, I still have the Long Reach of Night here, of course. This one becomes a creature now. So how do I do it? Didn't draw a land, so I cannot go decoy Terrible Secret. But it's not something I need to do. What I can do is I can double spell if I use... I mean, I can just play the Centipede, which is an artifact. At that point, this will only cast black, cost black. So I think I'd just do that. So I have to just tap manually just to make sure everything goes fine here. I want to get rid of the 3/6 anyway, so let's do this. And now I think it's worth, offering the trade here, because they don't get the value from the unequaled anvil on my turn. I don't even care about looting that much, and also have still that one enchantment. Command of Fate is Kagazan. Alright. So now they don't have any, good trigger for that thing. And now they have to now decide if they want to sacrifice this or discard the card in their hand. That's interesting, actually. Because let's say they choose to sacrifice. Or let's say they choose to... No, yeah, if they choose to sacrifice, then they can sort of choose to sacrifice on the next turn as well. But they will take so much damage, though. Yeah, I think it's... I mean, it's not a bad idea to play the Terrible Secrets and the Disruptor, but I think I'm gonna make them do, the hard decision here. It was just a land, but this means they will have to sacrifice, they will have to sacrifice something on the next turn if they, or discard the card they draw. They can't choose to discard a card if they have an empty hand. They can choose to sacrifice a creature if they don't have creatures, but they can't do the other way around. Anyway, let's do this. And attack for... Is this lethal, by the way? Oh man. Opponent, sorry. Didn't realize I have the +2/+0 here. Oh man. Yeah, I just slow played this. Oh, it's not lethal actually. They were at 12. Well, that's good, because for a second I thought it was lethal and I was slow playing, but I wasn't slow playing. It's theoretically possible that I wanted to leave a blocker here, although I had the jump blocker and I was at 10 life, so I think this was an automatic play there. Alright, so opponent has a couple of these, but I didn't see a lot of enchantments. Actually, I did see a lot of non-artifact, non-enchantment cards, so they might not have too easy time. Well, this is an enchantment, but they might not have too easy time to get the card draws here. But what do I need here against this deck? I didn't see anything too aggressive early stuff. 1/3s for 2. Kami's Flare, 1 removal that I saw. So I don't know if I'm gonna play the... Well, I don't need the lethal exploit. I didn't see any, too many small creatures. Is something here bad? I guess the Moon Circuit Hacker is quite bad against the 1/3s I saw. Also against the Anvil, which makes 1/1s for them. I think the Moon Circuit Hacker should be caught here. Is there some enchantment I can bring in? Like a Short Circuit, Awakened Awareness, Glowing Torment? Huh. Not necessarily. Do I care about the Scrounger as much as I care about something else I might have here, like a Brute Suit? I think the Brute Suit is better in this matchup now. Maybe even the Trash Bot is good. Should I have this? Doesn't really do that much. Glowing Torment. Maybe I can try this. I could play the Ninja's Kunai, but I didn't see that many small creatures after all. I can try the Trash Bot. Let's see how it works in practice. Okay. 2 lands with Modern Age, easy keep. Basically always I don't think you ever are gonna mulligan a hand that has 2 lands, one of which can make you blue mana and a Modern Age. Okay, Anvil not on turn 2, that can be pretty decent. Alright, so let's see what I'm gonna discard here. If I draw a land, it's gonna be a land. If it's not a land... Ooh, that's a tough one. The automaton can be pretty good. I already have one. Yeah, I can... Although then I think the options to discard is if I don't discard this, I won't be discarding the Centipede. But well, and I'm never gonna discard the land here, which is my only one. It is probably the Modern Age and the Automaton. These are the options here. Now I do want to get to 5 mana, so I don't want to discard too many lands. So my game plan would be, yeah, I think I can discard the Modern Age. Next turn, Swamp, Patchwork Automaton, equip the Kunai thing, and then I can make this into a 2/2. Well, of course I will loot and all that, but definitely not playing the Centipede before this thing. That's a good one. That's a good one too. So some aggressive stuff now, so they can attack for 2. Suddenly. I have an opening to kill this thing actually. Because it is... not sure if I need to do it quite yet. Oh, they sacrificed the rabbit battery. That's a thing that's really maybe odd here. Alright, so I don't... Whoa, but I don't have... I need double blue anyway for the Behold the Unspeakable. Now the Long Reach of Night is too good. Yeah, I mean... I need a Centipede to 3. Yeah. Okay, I will discard this one because I need an island anyway here. And now I can do this and I can do this, and then next turn I will have my 2/3. And why would I kill the Dockside Chef with the Assassin's Ink when I can just kill it with the Ninja's Kunai? They draw a card. That's actually value because they get a trigger from the Onicult Anvil, but that also uses 2 of their mana. And they don't have a land drop here, so this is now of course very good for me, because what I can do here is just Centipede here. And let's kill this before they get to untap with black mana available. So yeah, this is now the opponent missed their place. So now of course I have a superior board here and a very, very strong hand here. This could be game over now. Well, not now, but I mean, there's not much they can do here when they lack the mana. Alright, so just a Brute Suit here. I think I want to rather, keep attacking here. I don't need the Long Reach of Night now. Okay, now they have the 4th mana. They have a Kami's Flare there. They chose to kill it rather than the automaton, so maybe they have something else for 2 mana. That has to be right. Because they could have killed this one. Okay, they have. They have a thing. So, well. There are options for sure. I'm just figuring out if I can get the draw 4 from this thing. Otherwise, the Behold the Unspeakable would be a rather easy, choice here. I can also just attack with the Brute Suit, and then if they double block, use the Assassin's Ink, but that seems really bad to use it for that. The Long Reach of Night, if they choose to sacrifice the 1/1, then I do have an attack in. I think in the end, it's not worth waiting to draw 4 cards from that thing. Let's just do this and attack for 4 now that the creatures are smaller, so they can't kill this in combat. And then their counter attack also won't do anything. Yeah, Scry 2 draw 2 is still an amazing thing to have here. Because it will also... Okay, now they have actually that thing. So they can make a modified creature and they get the Ember Keeper to do stuff here. I think it's still fine. But they will drain me each turn. And well, I will get some drains myself. So, yep, no need for the land. Unless I want to have access to 6 mana. But no, this turn is Reckoner Raid, Long Reach of Night. So, no problem there. And that is... Yep. I actually could draw a card here. But I think I still want to get the Long Reach of Night going on. Because it's quite slow. Yeah, I can draw a card from this later on. It's not that necessary right now. So let's make them decide if they want to sacrifice or discard. Them losing the 1/1 would be still fine because it prevents them from doing the stuff with the Unicult Anvil, of course. This creates a colorless spirit creature tokens, but they are not artifacts. Okay, now they get the card from that thing. I will have my flyer coming up. I am down to 9. I will go to 8. I will go back to 9 with this chapter 2. But yeah, there's a chance. And this will draw me a card. So yeah, it's not easy, but I'm of course still in the game. But I might also lose here because of the anvil here. So they wanted to keep both of those in their hand, which makes me really want to play the other Long Reach of Night here instead of the Kami of... Now this is a very good blocker, but I suppose I have a blocker. Now this will become, of course, just a 2/2, so it's not like a... Unless I play the Kami of Terrible Secrets. But since they wanted to sacrifice the creature, I think the other Long Reach of Night is the thing I want to do here. And I won't be attacking with the Brute Suit, but I will have a blocker available. I can use the Network Disruptor to crew the Brute Suit here. Okay, now they chose to sack that. They will get a 1/1 to eat. But that's not an artifact, like I said. So it would be nice to... Oh, actually, one thing that is sure here is that I can just attack with this after all, and this has vigilance, so I can have it as a blocker. Alright, so let's do it. Let's do it then. Next turn I will have 2 creatures coming up. Yeah, I just need to not die here. But I will of course try to block with the 4/3 if they choose to attack with the Kami of Terrible Secret. Okay, that's going to give them Runaway Trashbot, which is going to be a big trampler. Well, not that big, but yeah, this is going to be hard now that they have the hasty guy. I'm taking here a lot of damage. Oh, I'm happy if they don't attack with the 1/1. They should attack, yes, because I just have to take the, I mean, I have a free block on this thing, but then I would have to take 6 and then an additional 1 life loss. I would go down to 2. I can't really. I have to rather take 2 fewer damage here. I will still have an artifact and an enchantment for the Kami of Terrible Secrets here. But I'm going down to 5, then they will use the anvil to get 1/1 here. I do have an Assassin's Ink here. They have a... Okay, now I can... this is gonna be tough, but I think it's still doable. It depends really, on, of course, on their hand, stuff in their hand. They will probably sacrifice the 1/1 now. Okay, they chose to discard a network terminal. So first of all, what I'm doing here is just I'm gonna draw my card. And it's important not to play the, empty your hand. Actually, maybe I should have attacked first. No, I actually want to know what I draw before I commit to any attacks. But yeah, of course, the more cards you play, the smaller that guy becomes. Alright, so... yeah, I can attack for 3 in the air. All the other ones have summoning sickness. Well, I have enough blockers from in the ground, so I can just attack here. I do need to win the win the game before the Onicult Anvil finishes me up. Another one of those things. Okay, transport number 2. That's they have good synergy with this stuff, especially with the. Now let's see how they attack. I might have to. Okay, so of course I can't take the 4 here. And this thing trambles, so can't jump. Can't really jump block. So let's see, they go up to 10. They go to 10 here. So can I win on the next turn if I kill the Kami of Industry? They will get a 1/1 blocker from this thing. So... if I kill this thing, but no, I still have to jump block this thing with... this is tough. This has menace, this has menace. So if I do kill this thing... if I do kill this thing, they don't actually have blocks, but I need to, in that case... because the 1/1 can't block the menace creatures, obviously. Does that mean I need to do it like this? So this makes me go to 3, then I go to 2, they go to 10, they have 1/1, I kill this guy. And I attack for 5, 7, this would be a... oh, I think that's exactly enough, because I will draw a card, I will go to this, becomes a 1/1, it's back to 2, to this. I think I win with this. I am pretty sure. I think this is exactly lethal. I will be able to deal 10 to them, regardless of what I draw here. It's possible I made a mistake, but I wanna... I think it's exactly this. Thanks to these, both of these having menace. That's the very important part in here. That's the important part. Oh, this is about the way 6. Oh, I think I did miscount the fact that this grows even more than I thought. Yeah. So this is more than lethal, but it's... well, it's only by 1, so yeah, I forgot. I knew this Kami of Industry is going to go to the graveyard, so I counted that as the last point I need, but I forgot that also the trash bot, of course, went to graveyard, so this went to even bigger creature. But this was a tight game. The Kami of Industry doing some work here with the stuff they had. Okay, I get to be on the play. A little bit of a questionable hand, but I do have 3 Modern Ages in the deck, and then I can just load away the stuff. And I have here at least a 3-drop, maybe a removal spell I can use. I guess I could have not played this, just in case I draw the Patchwork Automaton, but I suppose if I draw that right now, I'm very happy to. have that as my 2-drop, I still have another artifact to play on turn 3. Disruptor, okay, so might get ninja'd. No reason to show them my second color. Don't think it's gonna matter too much. But even if they play a discard effect, I can still discard a swamp here. And I don't have double blue 3-drops. Containment construct, so no ninjas. And this thing, whenever they discard a card, okay, this is really good with the modern age. Anyway, let's play my only thing here, and I think I will simply... Am I gonna just block this thing? It's not like I'm really the aggressor here. Let's just do this. Before they get any value. Oh, that's not nice. This playing and reconfiguring at least does cost 5 mana, so I do have the window here to just bounce the octopus, and they don't get to draw a card here. At least with the octopus reconfigure. Oh, they have suddenly a black producing land there. Okay then. Okay then. Well, I'll just discard the second swamp here. Attack with the specialist now that I have a blocker here for the flyer, and then I will equip either of these things, which would... I don't know, maybe it's this. So if I draw a modern age, it's not that good anymore. But at least I got some, you know, I kept a 5-lander and now I don't have any excess lands here, so things are fine in that sense. By the way, equipping this makes sense because this will scry whenever it becomes tapped, so, and if I use the Ninja's Kunai, I will need to tap it. Well, there is the modern age. So definitely I will kill the octopus now that I have the, you know, the window to do that. I would really like to play my own The Long Reach of Night here, but I mean, I get to see what is my... If my top card is a land, I can just loot it away. Let's see what it is. I'm gonna still do this because I like to do it now that they're tapped out. That does allow them to... Okay, the Reckoner Raid. That does allow them to, you know... attack with these, and maybe they have a ninja, but oh well. So the thing is, do I want to draw this? I don't think I need it. And now I just have to, whatever I draw, I have to discard it. I mean, I just want to get this thing going on, so don't think there's much of a chance to do anything else. Okay, that's fine. At least now I will have a draw step, and then I get to loot, so that if my draw step is a, you know, blank card, it's okay. No ninjas, alright, but they do have a 0-4 blocker now, and they have a card draw from the Kamigawa. So they are actually not blue-white, they are blue-black, and their white is a splash. Could be like a Imperial Oath. That's certainly a card worth splashing. But the sad thing is they do have their own looter now with an artifact. Oh, and they get to choose what to sacrifice. Well, my 2/2 is not gonna do much here. Okay, I get to loot at least that thing away. And then, if I want to attack with this thing, I get to scry. Problem is, then they will attack quite a... I can block the 3/4 here. Oh, they now sacrifice the artifact, so far currently they cannot loot with this thing. They need another artifact for that. So is me taking 5 damage worth a scry? I don't think it is. So do they want to discard? They had the land in hand, so yeah, obviously. I won't be scrying now. This 2/3 will enter the battlefield on the next turn. I will have to take the Menace guy here, but it's only 2. Well, and of course they can attack with everything because I don't get to eat anything. Well, so I take 4 anyway. I would have taken 7 otherwise if I did scry here. Okay, they got a good one there. At least they have to sacrifice one of their things, and none of them is that bad. So I'm happy that they sacrifice, but I'm not happy about the koi being here. Alright, so again I could attack to scry, but I think I needed to block the 3-3. Yes, I do. How many creatures they have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be a 4 power attacking creature with menace. At least they don't have an artifact to use their terminal for looting. But yeah, now I need to draw something. Okay, they drew something good because they're making this attack. Oh, this also could... No. I can... Okay, yeah, this doesn't mean they have something because this attack isn't so bad. They can trade the koi with the glider if I choose to double block, in which case I would have to take 5 damage. The other option is not really that much better here. I can trade the automaton with the Animus of the Night's Reach, or the Vector Glider with the Kami of Terrible Secrets. I do like the idea that they lose the Skyfish Mimikai though, so let's do that. And hope they don't have anything, because if they did draw some card there, I mean I will just... okay. That would have been a 2-for-1. They have their own... well, now they have a way to loot, but they don't have any cards in their hand for yet, but I mean if they draw anything that they don't need, they can start looting away. The good thing is my Meniskai is larger than their. Sad thing is they have a lot more life. I get to enhance my automaton here. So can I... yeah, I can... I think I need to start... attacks, but I will definitely scry here, but can I attack with the 2-2? This has menace, but I don't want to trade here. I think I have to take the 2 here anyway. I can block with the 0-4 on there. So yeah, if they... I think I need to just win them. I'm gonna do this. I'm not happy about it. But I need to beat them ASAP. And them having access to a looting artifact means that I should definitely try to raise them as fast as possible. Because they will have better draws. I guess I have a scry thing here, but still. Now, if they offer a trade with the automaton on the disruptor, will I do that? Both the Animus on both sides of the battlefield would be dealing more damage. If they want to loot, they can't attack with the automaton, of course. Because they have to tap the artifact. Yeah, I think it was worth dealing the 2 damage. If I left this to block, they would be at 16. This could be a really close game. Yeah, I have a block on the 3-4. Of course, if they have something like an answer on my own Animus, then I just don't think I can come easily back to the game. But they are thinking hard, so maybe they are thinking about if they should loot or not. Because I don't think there's anything else much to do. I mean, of course, they could have like a very complicated card in their hand that makes this a hard turn to decide what to do. But now they choose to attack with those guys. I'll take 2 here now and block the 3-4. Hope they don't have anything. Okay, that's useless. What is the most damage they can deal on the next turn? Well, 5. I mean, more than 5. Or at least 5. So I cannot attack with everything. I got to scry this land there, but still drew a land. If I drew a spell, I think that would have been a huge difference, because any spell is going to be good here. It doesn't matter which it is, Any spell is going to be good for sure. But now, yeah, the 1/4 is such a good blocker on the 3/4 that I'm not. I think I have to just not scry here. Definitely attacking with the animals. That is like an obvious thing to do. So this is 5 unblockable. I could deal 6 unblockable and then either 8 or them have them jump block. I think I have to take the risk here now. It's possible they just simply answer the puzzle maker and then I lose. But I think I will take the risk now. So now I can block the 3/4 and their attack isn't gonna be lethal. But if they draw any kind of interaction, I will lose. But this means that them not doing the jump block, that of course means that I threaten lethal here as well. But they have that thing, so I mean, of course, when they have multiple draws a turn, it's not that hard for them to draw an answer. That said, this thing, no, this is the Moonsnest prototype, so this actually wasn't going to be. I thought it was the one that taps 2 creatures. I was thinking that if I left the disruptor to do jump block with, that would have actually made me survive here. So that was the question there. Should I attack them down to 7 or down to 6? I like the 6 for the reason that, well, no, maybe, yeah, have the jump blocker. Yeah, maybe attacking with the disruptor was a little bit unnecessary because I still threaten lethal if they were at 7. If they don't have anything, I have 2 flyers and the 5 power thing. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, what do I sideboard against that deck? So I do want to get rid of the octopus, the gravy lighter. Yeah, I think I will use the lethal exploit. Not sure about the glowing torment. That still kills, well, maybe even the automaton, but most likely a disruptor, the containment construct. Not sure if I need that. I also need to cut already something, and it's probably going to be the scrounger actually. And that does decrease the amount of artifacts I have. Do I need the prosperous thief? Maybe that should be cut. And maybe I should have like a brute suit. I like that a little bit more here. Yeah, that's probably how it should be here. Yeah, let's do it like that. Okay, that is a really reasonable starting hand here for sure. I can loot away some of the extra islands here. Well, especially now. If I had a 3-drop artifact, I think I would have started with the automaton, but I don't. Okay, well that's a good one. I can still discard a land here. I think I'm gonna block the construct here. I don't have any artifacts and this is not gonna be that great. Blade Blazer. Okay, well that is... I could just bounce it, or I can just start playing the Long Reach of Night here. I think I like the discard. If they have a ninja of some kind, can that be bad? I'll do this. If they choose to sacrifice the Blade Blazer and then not play a creature and then don't do nothing, for the chapter 2, yeah, I didn't expect that to happen. Plus, if they sacrifice these, that would be already good trade for me. Okay, now they have their own thing. So, sadly, I will discard a card. Maybe I could have sacrificed this actually. I'm a fool here. I could have done that. Yeah, no, I'm saying now this was a mistake. Because I don't have to play anything next turn. I could have just played the Occupy Reckoner Raid, or maybe even the Behold the Unspeakable if I draw a land. And then for the chapter 2 they have nothing. So I was too fast clicking the discard a card. I just saw that I can discard the Reckoner Raid. It's not that amazing right now. And now I have to do it, but I think because now they have many, so I can't even trade with the Blade Blaster, so that's just not so great for me. But I suppose one thing that's, quite okay here is that I might get the draw 4 from this thing, because I'm going to discard the Disruptor too. And yeah, I'm going to just also bounce their Blade Blazer here. And start the attacks. And yeah, I will discard the Disruptor. And then this will be a draw 4. Unless they have some bounce effects or stuff like that, but... Okay, so now this is Death Touch and Menace. Lethal Exploit though says that... yeah, I think I'm gonna kill it right now. Rather that than the... This can give lifelink to someone else, but... Not really. Not really too concerned about that. I have 2 creatures for this thing. Just don't... Opponent, please don't play the thing that makes me discard a card. Oh, well, now if I knew this was in their hand... This is now a white splash, by the way. Yep, killing the artifact, the only artifact, would have been a lot better now. Okay, now they just offer the trade. Interesting though, why would they do that? They must have another artifact. Well, I don't have an artifact. Oh man. I have to double block the Naomi here, because I think they have another artifact in their hand. They wouldn't have offered the trade, but they know. Okay, they have something else there. They have something better in there. What the heck? Okay, so they attack even with the 2/2, so what does this mean? That means probably that they at least have a... You are already dead, right? So, if they have You Are Already Dead, I wouldn't mind the double block. No, it's not still that great. They get to... yeah. But I mean, blocking the 2/2 here might make most sense here. I'm taking 7 damage though, that's not great. What? Well, it can be some other kind of tricks too. I'm not gonna risk a double block, so I have to take 7, I guess. Fine. Let's use whatever they have there. This has many, so... Oh, I made a mistake. Yeah, I should have double... Oh man, why did I play so fast? Oh, they have a ninja there. So that's just that then. Well, I'll take a lot more damage, but I guess... Well, we will see now if they had the You Are Already Dead. They don't, and I have my Behold the Unspeakable, so... I have to sacrifice a creature though. Because they will play this and I won't have any cards in my hand. Which means the Vector Glider. This is gonna deal 2, this is gonna deal 3, it's gonna 5, so yeah, I can attack. For 8 now. Yeah, I think I'm in a bad shape. I'm in a very bad shape. I have to sacrifice the... which of them? I don't know even which I'm gonna sacrifice. I mean, it's possible they don't play the Long Reach of Night, of course. They get a life point. But, yep. So I'm sacrificing a... 2/3. Go down to 3. Then I need to... Okay, Grave Lighter isn't bad at all. Okay, this is all very good now. I can easily discard a land, that's not a big deal. Of course, both of these are lethal now. Grave Lighter is going to make me sacrifice the Animus of Knights reach, I think. So I can attack for 6 now. They go down to 5. And then next turn I can finish them off with the Ninja's Kunai. I need to block one of these guys though. Yeah, I have to jump block actually. But that's still potentially... Yeah, well... Yep. Let's just do it. Yeah, I need both of my... I think I need both of my creatures this time because I don't want to lose another game to not having a blocker here. So I think that I should actually... Yeah, because this has many, so it's harder to block. I think I should, lose that Kami of Terrible Secrets here. And then I have 2 blockers, so they need to deal with them both. I will discard the Swamp for the chapter 2 here. And then next turn, it's enough if I get to deal 2 here, because this will, as long as of course I can't attack with everything. I need to have an untapped creature with no summoning sickness. But I guess the idea is just to... Oh, they get... No, they don't have an artifact. They don't get another point of life. And they also, couldn't attack because of the fact that I have a lethal counter attack. So now I just attack with the Grave Lighter, because if they don't have an answer... I mean, if they don't have life gain or removal on this thing. I'm just thinking if I should also attack with the Animus. They block here or whatever. I kill the Naomi. I leave this as a blocker as if, because it can block the 3-4. So let's do it like this. And if they don't have anything, of course, I will win with the Ninja's Kunai on the Moonfolk Puzzle Maker. And they have to double block also, and that means that Naomi dies. But it doesn't seem like they have anything, so let's see if this is actually going to work. Alright, so the 1 life gain from the land they had wasn't enough. Alright, so that was a really close game as well. Should I? So at least I know about the Shadow Walker now. That was the thing they had when I was thinking about them having some trick. Naomi is the White Splash. Could be also still something else as well. What is bad here? I like the Centipede. I like the Suit Up. It just hasn't really showed up. Papercraft Decoy might be a little bit unnecessary here. Should it be some other artifact? Maybe even another Ninja's Kunai. Because I still see some creatures I can deal with it. They have a lot of 4 toughness creatures though. But I think the Decoy is not so great. But I also don't want to lose that many artifacts with the automaton around. So maybe... could have like a Ninja's Kunai. This isn't really that good. Trespasses? No. So Decoy away Ninja's Kunai, and I think I like that. That is fine. Okay, let's go. I get to be on the draw now. I think it's the first time. No, I was on the draw in the first match, of course. But I did win both die rolls in both of these matches. Alright, so... Oh, I do have this kind of stuff in my deck. Opponent mulligans, I'm going to keep it, of course, with the 1-drop and a castable Modern Age. There's no problem mulliganing. Opponent kept 6 there. So... yeah, I might need to lose something like a Long Reach of Night here. Depends on what I draw, of course. I get to draw and then see what's the... what's this thing? I'm gonna loot into? If it's an island, I think an island will be a cut. Well, I was thinking about blocking the Armor God Familiar, but I don't think it's you know, an option right now. It's definitely not. The long reach of night is so good. The opponent is on the play and they mulliganed. I really like the suit up though. But I think the long reach of night with the discard sacrifice combination, I'm gonna lose the suit up now. And next turn I can draw a card from the hacker. And I mean, ideally, of course, they can have something. They had nothing. Okay, I think because I need double black anyway, should just discard an island here. Okay, well, this is good stuff. This is really good stuff. I'll get my 2-3 here. Specialist. Am I gonna block here now? I kind of want to have the specialist around, but blocking this wouldn't be so bad. They might have they could have the Shadow Walker. I can't let them have a 5-5. Even though I have a removal spell, I don't have double black for that. So let's just trade here. Who knows, maybe I can connect with this and return it with the specialist. Not very likely though, but that actually might happen. So now let's not do anything too hasty, but also now I realize that this is gonna be a creature, so if I choose to sacrifice now, I will have another creature on the next turn anyway, so that's definitely not worth sacrificing now, because then I still have to do either sacrifice or discard on the chapter 2. So I'm gonna choose a discard a card, and it's probably going to be the... Now I kinda want it... I want to play the Puzzle Maker, but the Long Reach of Night will be quite good. And the Specialist... I think the bounce is good, but maybe it's not that... I'm not gonna even ninja this away, because I don't even have any... Yeah, it's not worth ninjaing it away. I'll just lose the Specialist. I have this, you know, permanent kind of removal here instead. So now I'm just attack and... Yeah, let's loot. I'm gonna still discard a bunch of stuff. Okay, well, this is... alright. I was thinking about discarding. Because, of course, I do have to... I think I'm just sacrificing the Moon Circuit Hacker, though. Yeah, that's the easy thing, because my hand is too good. I was thinking about discarding the Puzzle Maker now. But... I want to have my lands. I want to, of course, yeah, I'm gonna... at least I can use the Assassin's Ink on their turn. This was my play for this turn, but it won't be anymore. So I'm just simply... and of course I won't be playing this because they can choose to sacrifice a creature while having no creatures. I will sack a creature. So Hacker did its work, and now I can kill whatever they might be playing. Or I can just play the Long Reach of Night, because they also will have a creature coming up on the following turn, so they don't really benefit much from... Okay, they have nothing. Okay then. Well, let's see if this attack is gonna work. Okay, now I don't want to waste the chapter 1 here, they just choose to discard. At least I have this. Sadly, I don't have now an Assassin's Ink around, but this is still fine. This is still fine. I don't know what they're holding though. They played no spells while they have all the colors. So that's a little bit scary. They continue making no plays. Huh. Well, I guess here the thing is that... Well, they might have a counterspell, of course. But now I could play the Brute Suit for sure. or I can play this. Now, if they choose to discard a card, that's totally fine. If they choose to sacrifice a creature, they can, continue not playing a creature on the next turn, and then the chapter 2 doesn't do anything. But if I can play this as a way to deal with this Animus, and then I will get my own Animus in the end, that's totally fine. I'm just still thinking about the Brute Suit, because next turn I will have this 2-2 which can crew the Brute Suit. I don't care about the 4 damage it cannot deal unless they... how many creatures they have? Only one. So this is not going to be a very big creature anytime soon. This is really tough now. I think I like the Brute Suit because of the 2-2 that's coming up. They can also just have a counter spell, but no, they did not. So now I will see if they have a ninja here. If they get to return this, they get to recast it. Okay, they didn't have a ninja. So what are they holding? Lands? Do they have a farewell and they wait for another white sauce? I don't know what's going on. Either way, before doing anything, I should just try to attack for 6. I think they have to start using their removal if they have some. Tamiya's completion. That is an artifact creature or planeswalker. Okay, sure. That's a thing they can do. And now I could play the Behold the Unspeakable, but I actually like this Long Reach of Night more now. Don't know if playing the land was made much sense there, but... Okay, they had an extra land there, but they knew I have this thing that they are, of course, holding extra lands in their hand. Ninja's Kunai can, well, get rid of some of my stuff. They actually, yeah, they are not winning the race, so they have to not attack and kill the Collider, I think, instead. Alright, another Long Reach of Night. Yeah, this is actually very... They have to just... Oh, this is really good now. This is really good. Well, this thing has menace, so it's not like they can block it. So I will first do this thing. See what happens. They let me... Oh, they do this in response to... I mean, they do it in declare blockers. Imagine if I had a ninja here. I think they should have done it. Okay, they choose to kill that. That's fine. Now they have to either discard the last card in their hand or sacrifice the Animus. Yeah, the Long Reach of Night is not really a fair card. Look at my hand. All these amazing Uncommons. So they didn't want to discard the card, which is understandable because now they can choose to, not play a creature, and then the chapter 2 doesn't do anything, but it's... I mean, I can play the Behold the Unspeakable, I have these removal spells. Yeah, this hand I had here was just ridiculous. A ridiculous hand indeed. I won all the die rolls. Wow, what a hand. Keeping it, obviously. And I even have an decision between Wanderers, but not really, because obviously I have a perfect curve out with Disruptor into Moon Circuit Hacker, and in the same turn do the Reckoner raid thing, and then I have, of course, the Moonsnare Specialist coming up. This is basically as good as a start you can maybe have. It's very hard to imagine, and even have this with both artifacts and enchantments available. This is sick. This is sick start. Now I might not Moonsnare Specialist next turn because they might play a thing that can block this, but it's not a big deal. I can of course play this to tap down the blocker, but then I won't have the 3 mana available here. I do want to play this though, so I can play on this on turn 4, so that I can actually trigger the ETB ability. But let's see. Maybe they don't have anything to play. Or maybe they have just a saga here, so I can loot for free, which wouldn't be that bad at all. And yeah, you can always play this as a 4-mana 2/2 that bounces anything, so I don't have to rely on you know, the ninjutsu here. Okay, they have a saga, so I get to loot. I get to loot now, and well, let's see what I draw. I may or may not play the disruptor. Ideally, I draw some other artifact that I can cast on the next turn, because this is a little bit nicer when you can actually use the ETB beneficially. Well, that is not an artifact, but that is an amazingly good card. So, not gonna ninjutsu this guy away. Let's do this. I don't want to if I don't draw a land, I don't know what I'm gonna discard, but let's first of course see what if it's a land, it's easy discard. So now, this is really interesting. This is wow. I mean, one thing I could do is just to discard the modern age, but why wouldn't I? I'm gonna. Oh, can I be that greedy actually? I'm thinking about playing the disruptor and the modern age here. Then of course I have to loot something else. Yeah, looting is not so nice when you don't want to discard lands, because I don't really have bad spells in the hand either. I'm gonna be greedy here. This is also very good for the tempo. Okay, now that's an easy one. It's gonna be the land. Because now I can play these, and at least next turn I have either the Gravelighter or the Moonsnare Specialist here. Ideally I just draw a land, of course, and I have the loot here still. But again, I have already discarded 2 lands. I might have to discard a spell to this thing, which, is not the end of the world, of course, but... Yeah, this start I had is really amazing. I have used all my mana on all the turns as well. They have a synthesizer. Is that a land? Yeah, okay, at least they get the value from that thing. And they have a Shang Saber which can block my... Okay, that's now an easy thing to discard. The Papercraft Digger is something I don't need that badly. So very easily just I have an artifact and enchantment. Well, actually 3 enchantments, but let's do this now that... Actually I can... Oh, why did I play the land? They can't kill the disruptor here. So I should have done this anyway. There's a chance I get to loot now. I mean, I'm most likely going to not discard my land here, but there was no point playing that pre-combat. And they blocked as I suspected. It's actually good news for me, because this first striker is gonna be blocking the the 2/1 anyway, so that was a good trade for me. My modern age flyer will come, of course. Behold the Unspeakable, another amazing card here. Gravelighter can... don't know which I'm gonna sacrifice for it. Also, I might not sacrifice anything, I might get the card from it, but let's... I mean, so much depends on what they play here and what I'm gonna draw that I can't really make any plans for the next turn here. I can even just play this, pre-combat and continue attack. So they have a land which is entering tapped. It says red, so far no sign of any kind of a splash. So they have a synthesizer, which, well, this can make them a 2/2, but obviously they will waste. Okay, they can have a... Yeah, this can be played with X = 1. You get a 2/2 vigilance creature that has haste for the turn, and of course... Why would they... Oh, it has menace too. Yeah, of course, it has menace and haste for the turn. So I could trade with the road captain here. Do I want to do that? Problem is that if they have this 2/2 here, they can double block the road captain, and that means that the first strike will kill it. Unless I have a land here, of course. Then I could play the Behold the Unspeakable. Oh, I can bounce this token. Okay, yeah, I should have actually realized that a lot earlier. And now I have, of course, multiple things I can do. But let's do the easy one. Why would I do anything else than this? Just, you know, negate their play. They used 4 mana for this, or actually 3 mana for that thing, and now that's no longer. And they can't have a good block now, and they're down to 10 with me having what? 3 power in the air, a menace guy, 3/4, and of course all the stuff here, including the tapping thing. I could even play the Disruptor and the Gravelighter. Okay, they can make a 1/1. Well, that makes the Gravelighter a lot worse. I can still draw a card from it, and yep, I can just play Behold the Unspeakable, which I think is going to be almost assuredly seal the deal here. They can block with the, you know, 3 toughness guy, but that's a lot of damage I'm dealing here. So let's just see what was the good block. So this thing can't even be blocked, you know, with value because of the menace. So they can block the 2/2 with the BO3, and then what, take 2, 4, 8 damage, and any other block they're gonna make is going to. I guess they could just jump block the Kami of Terrible Secrets. They still take 5 damage that way, and yeah. So red and white. They have the Ekanjo uprising. That's something that I should be keeping in mind if the game goes very late, because this can of course finish with large. When you have access to a lot of mana, you can finish the game quite nicely. Other than that, well, they have the first striker here. They have the Goshin Tai, which is going to mean that I'm going to have the Ninja's Kunai. Not the. I don't think the lethal exploit. I don't have that many ways to have modified creatures. I have some, like a Centipede, the Kunais, and this gets counters, but it's not a lot. I have to, I think, lose the Papercraft decoy. I do like the Scrounger in this matchup, given what they have here. I can block with the 4 toughness 3 drop here quite nicely. But I think the Papercraft decoy might not be that great, given that they have those. What I saw there, and the other stuff here. Not sure the thief is that great, but I think it's still okay. Not like I'm going to. The lethal exploit does kill, by the way, that first striker, which can be annoying. Also the Shang Saber. So maybe I should not have the Prosperous Thief. I have 7 sagas. I have a lot of creatures in. Alright, so I think the Prosperous Thief is gonna go away and lethal exploit goes in. Fine, that is the sideboarding this time. Yep, totally. Decent hand here. I think I'm still playing the Ninja's Kunai here. It's something I could maybe choose to discard to the modern age, but I think I'd just rather first discard the Suit Up if there's nothing better, you know. Let's see. Not sure about the Centipede anymore. Okay, how about the Moon Circuit Hacker? I can draw a card with it. I think the Centipede is the worst out of this bunch. Of course, I won't be losing a land here now. Yeah, I don't need a 3 mana 2/2 while I'm, you know, on defense here. Okay, do they hit a land here? They did hit an Imperial Oath, which they cannot use. Also, it's something I don't have to worry about now. So another loot, still no land, so I'm going to... Yeah, it's gonna be the Suit Up this time. Don't have mana up for all that. And I'm gonna play now just the Puzzle Maker, I think. It can block, and if they have something like a Kami's Flare, they can't at least kill it now. They have to use 2 mana on it. On this turn, because I will of course block them, they will attack just for the life gain. There's no reason for me to not block. I don't need this. I mean, I'm gonna get a 2/3. If I lose this, I have a 2/3 to block with. It's all fine. Okay, well, that is That is one of the ways that makes it a bad block, but I hadn't even seen the card, so I'll live. Besides, I can't just kill all this stuff. The question is though, how do I do things here? I can't use the ink as long as they have this, so I have to kill this guy first. Not gonna make. I mean, of course, I will try to ninjutsu this. I need to clear the way with them to kill the twin shot sniper first, but I think I can have that game plan. So it's going to be the modern rage. I think I'm gonna discard the other modern rage most likely, because I'm not going to discard a land. I don't think, especially if it's an island. Maybe a swamp, not a land. Now, I do realize I could discard the Ninja's Kunai and then I could play another modern rage here. But I think the Ninja's Kunai is more valuable than that. So I'll just get rid of this. I still have another loot happening on the next turn. Guess I'll need to use my mana. Let them have the information available that I do have all these Ninja's Kunais, but yeah, so if I draw land, I get to loot it still. If I don't draw land, well, I think I would have still discarded the modern age. More synthesizer. How about this time? This time they get the land. Okay, so they have good late game stuff going on, and they have also way to, I don't know, kill my vector glider. What's it this time? Intervention. Okay, so the moon circuit hacker suddenly isn't that good. But okay, and wow, look at this. Look at this. I actually did draw all these lands. So the hacker is mostly needed to, you know, to carry the ninja's kunais, I guess. Do I want to have these like as an? No, I don't. I don't have any more modern ages, so, and the opponent doesn't play black, so there's no reason for me to keep the land in hand. But I think I still, I mean, because what I could do here now is I could, you know, only equip one of the ninja's kunais. But I'm not gonna let them know that I have an assassin's ink here. Yeah, this has to have this must, you know, be able to tap itself. So summoning sickness means that I can't use the ninja's kunais right now. So let's see. They have a, yeah, they have this. Yeah, actually, I have to take the 4 now because, of course, the samurai. I mean, I don't want to lose this. I want to use my ninja's kunais now. I can use them one at a time. Do they get value from this one? They do. Alright, well, that's... yeah, a lot was now... okay, at least I get to kill the token. There's that. So, first of all... okay, this is not so bad, because I can kill this now. And then I will... yeah, well, I mean, that was gonna happen anyway. It doesn't matter if I kill that or the other one. I know I could have responded with the Assassin's Ink, by the way, but I think... yeah, let's just do it like this. They will get indestructible for that thing, I guess, if I don't double block it. Do I want to double block it? It's nasty if they have something available. I do have the Assassin's Ink here. Because the idea is that they attack with this and it will get indestructible. Okay, let's see now what they have from here. A thing they can use, because I do have an... yeah, they can exile my vector glider here. Sadly. And then they can make the Risona. Oh, that was actually nasty, because now that they... I was thinking about... what I was thinking about here is kill the twin shot sniper with the Assassin's Ink, then connect with the vector glider to make this lose. Okay, well, none of that matters anymore now that I drew that thing. Point is still that I was going to, you know, this loses the indestructible if I would have connected with the flyer, but that didn't happen. And of course now I can, because I do have a modified creature, I can give -3/-3. I'm just thinking about. Well, let's do it first before I lose my modified creature. And then I can just, you know, kill here. And then I will, well, block this thing. I wasn't going to use the ink on this anyway. Of course, now that I lost my artifact, this is no longer a 2-mana spell, but of course I can't use this on a 2/2. Oh, now they get to attack for 3. Opponent is definitely drawing well. Now I did draw well too, but I guess I need my Behold the Unspeakable now. They have the Goshin side. Yeah, that's actually a little bit too much now. That is a little bit too much now. I would love to attack with the Hacker now, but it's not an option. That they go to 1/1 here. So I take another 3 here. Yeah, opponent was like a little bit ahead all the time. I mean, they're at 24 life, and all the stuff they have is, you know, just about good enough. Yep. I actually lose here, even if I play the Long Reach of Night. They will discard their hand, they will attack with all of this stuff. And I can block a 2-power creature, and a 2-power creature still take 3. Alright, so Clawing Torment. That seems a pretty decent one now. How about something else? Another Undercity Scrounger, perhaps? Perhaps. This hacker won't be that good unless I get to connect with the flyer, but then again it's also an enchantment. Maybe the Suit Up is a bit too, you know, slow there. Also the Centipede is definitely worse than the Scrounger. I think that's how it goes. No Suit Up here, but... And this leaves me with 9 enchantments, 8 artifacts. I'm thinking about something like a Cyber Trespassers. This is a 5-mana 3/5 that can block nicely. Most of the stuff they have there. But I guess... The Clawing Torment can... It can deal with... Well, to be fair, not that many of their stuff, actually. The Exemplar, maybe I won't be doing this, but I do like the idea of having the Cyber Trespassers. It's a good 3/5 creature to block what they have. Suit Up is still interesting, but I don't think... Yeah, this is the deck. That leaves me with 8 enchantments, 9 artifacts. It's okay. Final game of the event, unless it somehow becomes a tie, which I don't think it is really possible in this limited format. My starting hands have been good, and this is also best of 3 event, so there is no starting hand algorithm giving you better hands. But I think I haven't. Have I mulliganed even once? Or even kept any risky hands? The 2-landers have had a modern age, which means that it's not a risky hand. Anyway, opponent does mulligan now. I don't have anything until after... Wait a minute, this is gonna become a creature on my turn 3, but it won't be able to attack, so I can't use the specialist on turn 3, even if they wouldn't be able to block it. Land is fine here, given my 4-drops here. So they are... I'm assuming they have an early drop here. Okay, let's have a castable spell. Shall we? Because it will be a little bit awkward if I miss my Yeah, this is not the greatest, but oh well, I don't want to bounce that. Annoying. That is very annoying. Because it leaves the battlefield ability. Well, I'm just attacking for 2 then, thanks to the menace, but... Okay, so no artifact here. I'm gonna play this. If they wanna sacrifice this to draw a card, that's totally fine. They're gonna have another creature coming up anyway, so that means that they can't ignore the chapter 2. And that's I mean that's as good value as I can get from this, because the circuit bender is just a really good card. Okay, so I need to find... okay. I need an artifact. I don't... Yeah, this twin shot sniper was very relevant in both of these games. At least I did draw the Ninja's Kunai, so I get my card back. Because I can actually just do this. I have an artifact and an enchantment. So yeah, this is fine. If they had a sniper, I get this, and now it's even in that sense. Even situation in that sense. And now I will get this, but it's, you know, they have one creature card in the graveyard. It's not relevant right now. So this means... I mean, what have I seen there? Am I suddenly forgetting something? Do they have another twin shot sniper? It's not like I'm... Yeah, the thing is, I really want to... I really want to use ninjutsu on the Kami of Terrible Secrets to redraw. So I don't want to lose it, but they are not attacking here without a way to get rid of it. Now, if I can kill the twin shot sniper and they use another card to get rid of this, that's fine. But I have a ninja here. If I can bounce it... Wow. I just don't know what it is gonna be. I'm not gonna block here. I think it's too much value because I get to return this. I mean, I can even tap a blocker and do that. So whatever they have, they have something for sure. And are they now going to... So my turn will anyway be just 3 mana in here. Can't recast this right away. 3 mana here, so I will use the disruptor this turn no matter what. So I might as well tap down the samurai in that case. Oh, now I realize what they're gonna have. Oh, now it's so obvious now. They have the deal 4 damage to an attacker or blocker. Ha! Of course. Well, they can do it in, you know, they can do it pre-combat, but I was sorry, in declare attackers. So let's see if they do that. Yeah, that's what they have. So I could have blocked there and yeah, but it's fine. It's still fine because I can... Now I do have Modern Ages in the deck, so I'm not playing the land here. Even though it would allow me to equip the kunai, but I don't think it's relevant. Well, they will sacrifice now something. Or discard the final card. Yeah, yeah, this was... So maybe I should have blocked, given with that. Because I knew that I'm not gonna be able to ninjutsu when they have this. I just completely forgot the existence of this card. So I would be now at 21 life, but I suppose it's fine. Okay, they chose to sacrifice rather than discard. So the card in there is something good. Well, I leave the island in hand because of the Modern Ages. I can draw here. I don't think I need that thing. Alright, so now whatever. If they have a card to kill this thing, then they have. It's not really doing anything right now. They still have to discard or sacrifice a creature. Maybe they drew something they can just easily discard. Okay, so another intervention, sure. That's not really a big deal, is it? Okay, the final card in their hand is land. So what I can do now is I can bounce this guy and then kill the sniper. Because it's not like I can attack with this. I mean, I could, of course, just kill the samurai if that feels like it's more annoying. But I think the 2-3 reach guy here is annoying enough so that I want to deal with it. And how many do they have creatures? I guess I'll see very soon. I don't need to check their graveyard. This will become a creature on the next turn, and then there will be a number showing how big it will be when it attacks. Okay, come on, modern ages, I need those. So attacking with the 2-2 makes little sense because they can gain life back. I mean, I can block with the 0-4, but just why would I do that? Yeah, I have 3 modern ages in the deck. I haven't drawn any of them, so now these lands will be... Okay, and they have also their card advantage machines here. They do get some value, but that is not a relevant... Well, it is relevant in the sense that now they can attack for 3. Yeah, okay, 3 lifelink. Okay, well, actually that means I need to draw something good. Further lands, and I can lose this game now, because they get a 2-2, another card and all that. Light away, okay, even... Okay, it's time for them to actually start drawing some lands. I guess there's one. Wow. This is gonna be a 4-4 attacker. With lifelink, and I have only lands here. So now the question is, I do have 3 modern ages, but I also have a Behold the Unspeakable. So if I just don't play any of these lands, yeah, I'm gonna play now a land here. And there's no point blocking with the Disruptor because I'm not gonna jump block here or anything. This is gonna be dealing 4 damage. Double block wouldn't be enough to kill it. So now let's see now the exile land because they haven't drawn any lands. So yeah, just perfect value. Perfect value there. Yeah. Now it's I have had so many modern ages in this event so that I have had to discard actual spells, and now it would really be important to actually draw one of them, and I have 3 of them. Ah, jeez. Okay. Well, I had a good run until this last game. I can still get back to the game, especially with that thing. Okay, I can respond to the... Yep. Wow. They just keep... can I... If they get their synthesizers, can I get my modern ages? Okay, at least they cannot cast that even if they're holding a mountain. Interesting card to run, by the way. But I mean, it's my Assassin's Ink is not enough here. I need something better. I can't. They can start attacking with all of their guys on the next turn. Okay. Well, not all. Okay, Gravelighter can... What does that mean? I would rather draw a card, but... So the thing is, they can attack with these guys and they are going to be... Well, the thing is gonna be 3-3. I guess I'll just double block the 3-3 then. Because I'm gonna do this and they're gonna... Oh, I mean, I guess if they sacrifice the Exemplar... Yeah, I'm gonna play this, of course. If they sacrifice the Exemplar... Then the effect doesn't work. Yep, so now I can double block the 2-2 here. It's not great. And now I have to now balance between drawing the Behold the Unspeakable or the 3 Modern Age. I think it's much more likely to hit the Modern Age, which I have 3 of, than you know the. Okay, come on, opponent. They have drawn 3 synthesizers. Well, now I don't know how many of them they have in the deck, but I haven't drawn any of my 3 Modern Ages. This is not fair. That is actually insane. That, of course, they have dug deeper with each of these, but well, at least they didn't do that pre-combat. But I mean, if I draw a land, that's just it. That's also not gonna work. I mean, the multi. This is actually this is a joke here. This is really a joke here because there's no. I have had so many turns when I do like nothing, and the opponent has these amazing turns back to back to back, and I need to have something actually huge here now. I can't draw like a random 2/2 and then. I mean, this is just it. 3 Modern Ages and 1 Behold the Unspeakable. Each of them would be an amazing draws. I just draw lands here. Okay, Trespassers is a good blocker. Also can be used to tap down something, but I think I need a blocker here. They can't. They don't win by attacking with everything, so. Okay, they're holding a card here because they have a priority, so that means I'm gonna lose the game. Because if they have like anything that's relevant in any way, it's just not gonna work. Okay, well, I mean, it was of course about time the opponent hits their Imperial Oath here. Wow, it was a frustrating end to this event because my deck has so many good cards in this, bottom to 18 cards here. I mean, I've drawn out of the good stuff. I guess I did draw both of the Long Reaches of Night. And Ink is here, a Gravelighter, but look at these draws. This is just not gonna work. Yeah, the looters, they are all here. And the Behold the Unspeakable as well. So that was a bit rough. So still no trophying happening, but that's pretty common for me in this set. It hasn't been a good set for me in terms of my success rate. But the deck I think was good and totally was a winnable match there. But I just flooded out in the final game. So all these powerful uncommons in here, I think a bunch of synergy for the Kami of Terrible Secrets. Even the Automaton could be good, but I never really. I didn't get to play it that much. I just didn't draw it. But yeah, good deck. And 2-1 is still an acceptable result, so that's it. And next one will be a Premier Draft. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.